first and foremost, that clock doesn't work, so don't go off of that. Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Let's show you your classmates. So. We're all here. I know, like hitting the cable and everything. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Normally we won't have this
In
kind
the
of
circle.
tech stuff.
It's all right. It's the first class. We're all logging in and getting ready. We're a dual modality class. So that means in person and on Zoom. So we're teaching multiples of you. So if you can't make it to class, there will be a Zoom recording. The benefits to come into class, of course, are in-person activities. If you're by yourself, you have to.
We're essentially going to put the activities, we're going to type them up. The first 2 weeks, the activities are up. So you can see what we will be doing if you're coming, but if you can't come, you'll know what those of us who are here are going to be doing. I think that there's some of the funnest part. Oh yeah. Some of the things that are most enjoyable will be the activities that we do in class. So it really behooves you to come. Also, I think you're going to get more group participation and feedback and things like that.
And hands-on activities, as well as actual using our actual cameras and being around our cameras. Big part of of course, this is acting for television and film. I'm Tim, and this is Grant.
So a couple things that are different about this class is, first of all, have you had a class before where you've had 2 instructors? No. Okay, so Tim and I are co-instructors. We teach this class together. I come over to his house at weird hours and we talk about what we're gonna do.
I didn't know
he's married, has kids, and he has kids that have weird bedtimes and stuff. So, but
weird bedtimes being 8, 9 o'clock. And Grant goes to sleep at 2 a.m. every day. So
2.
Oh yeah, 2's early or late for you or whatever. No, yeah, absolutely. So yes, you can reach out to either one of us, and we kind of do this back and forth joking type of thing. So you'll get used to it and or annoyed by it. But Grant and I team teach here for the acting class, for the film production class, for basically most of the classes.
And the film production is actually a series of classes. It's motion picture production, Humanities 25, advanced cinematography, MCTV 26, and MCTV 6, which is audio production. That's taught on Fridays or online. And the reason why we're talking about this is we're hoping that some of you might be film majors. But the other thing is that we make in those series of classes, we make movies and we need actors. So we're hoping that some of you will be up to act.
Not only are we hoping, we're kind of making it part of the assignment. So get ready to be actors in our film students who will come and approach. And if you're not already in the film class, consider taking that. It's on Fridays. And we make movies almost every single week. And if you're aware of our film showcase, there is our film department. We do a thing called the Gavies, which is our student film showcase that happens once a year. We give out a Gavie Award, which is actually a big, do we have one up there?
Yeah, no, the plaques are on the wall. So if you walk up the steps, you can see all the nominees and the winners.
And the thing to note for all of you is there is a best actor category, best actors categories. So definitely think about that if you have intention of winning our prestigious awards. So the class is really fun. We're going to focus on those of you who has taken an acting class before. Okay,
great.
Stage, screen, theater. All right. So we're going to learn the big differences between stage acting versus acting for film, right? One of the most major things is acting for theater is big, right? And film is more realism, depending on the film. So it's a smaller thing. It also depends on the art style and the type. The other thing that we, you'll have to get used to advanced modeling.
Oh, hey, what's up?
It-
How y'all doing?
You're on the stage, right? And your audience is in front of you. Well, your audience is
Mom.
being recorded. So the camera, this is actually isn't that, oh, it's a nice close-up of your face, which honestly,
Give
the
us a
camera can
tear.
be really close to your face. You have to get used to not only your audience being different, but equipment in your face, a boom microphone near your face. All these different changes. It could be smaller. It could be there's definitely going to be a live audience because the crew and the film set has anywhere between a really small crew would be 3 to 5 people. A bigger set, like a Marvel film, they have 100 people on set sometimes. So our sets here at Gap tend to have about 20 people at each set. So you're acting, if you're going to have to be crying, if you're going to be doing a lovemaking scene or more than often here at Gap, you'll get murdered or someone will, or you'll be murdering somebody. A lot of our students write a lot of death. So maybe you'll get murdered and you'll learn that process. Also, what's different between film and theater acting is, right? You do your play and you just keep going, right? Like it's not stop or start. Well, we do multiple takes. You might say one line 25 times, right? Until we get the right performance. And that is a completely different experience than doing a play.
The other thing too that's a bit different is that what we call coverage in the film industry. We don't just shoot it from a wide, like an audience sitting out, off the stage. We'll have a close-up, we'll have a single, we'll have an OTS over the shoulder, we'll have, some tracking shots. So you'll do the same thing over and over and over again until the director's happy with each one of those shots. And then the pieces are cut together to make the scene. So it just is different than theater acting.
Yeah, environment's different too.
Yeah.
Instead of a big stage with an audience, right? We're probably shooting here in the TV studio. And as you can see in at home, we have a 3-walled set right here that can be a priest's office, a psychiatrist's office, a bedroom. What else have we done in here, Grant?
Motel.
A motel, artist studio. So a lot of we take advantage of what we have because for filming, you need to take in consideration that like lighting is important. You need to make your lighting consistent. And especially unlike theater where your audience perspective doesn't change, right? Like you're looking at me right now, your perspective isn't going to change during this whole lecture, but the camera can move and fly anywhere. So I could be talking in this direction, but the camera shot could be this way, right? And we have to adjust the lighting so everything matches, so it seems as natural and consistent as possible. So those are all factors. You'll learn that being on a set takes a long time because, hey, we're going to move the camera in a different direction. We have to move all the lights. We have to change all the miking. So things take longer. It's not.
The other thing too is we're not just shooting in here in the production class. If you saw the showcase last year, we shot up at the lake. We did 2 films. We did a samurai fight scene and then we did a Western gunfire scene, and that was outside in the elements. We film at my house quite a bit because bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, front doors, exterior homes, things like that. So we shoot on location. We've shot in the Gilroy Cemetery. We've shot in coffee shops. We've shot in a lot of different places, and that's different than theater. You're going places and shooting remotely is different.
And you'll learn there's a whole bunch of limitations and drawbacks and benefits to all of this as well. Like you get interesting shots, but maybe there's planes flying over that ruins your dramatic take, I gave the best performance, but oh, sorry, the audio was terrible. Yeah, do it again. So those, I dropped the microphone in the middle of it. Oh, do it again. So doing it again is going to be one of those repetition things that we're going to learn in this class. It's a main difference between the different styles of acting. So
yeah. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about is the class is scheduled Tuesday, Thursdays at 2:20. And when we've done this in the past, we've often met in person just one day a week. We do our activities and the assignments on Thursdays, and then Tuesdays are your rehearsals days. Now I'm going to be here. So if you want to rehearse and get feedback from me or things like that, we can do that, but we can have it be just one day a week, either Tuesday or Thursday. Or if you think you would like more interaction, we can go both days. It's going to be up to you. But we need your feedback. What would you like?
Think about it on Thursday, come back, we'll make the decision. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we will be here this Thursday as well. And then we'll decide whether or not we just meet on campus on Thursdays. Also to note for your rehearsals, if you want to schedule something on Zoom with one of us, we will accommodate as best as we can. Like Grant said, I have crazy kids and crazy schedules, but we can work around it. So if you can't meet in person, and for the people at home, if you can't meet in person, we will facilitate as much as we can.
Yeah, and I was kind of speaking to those of you who are here and intend to be here. Those of you who are at home, and I should now talk to the camera, everything that you need to do can be done at home.
Yeah.
The class activities are all going to be posted. And some of those we're going to want you to film yourself and record them and then share them with us. And then the assignments you have to upload. And some of the ones, one of the first graded assignments will be the nonstop impromptu. We're going to give you a topic and you have to talk for 2 minutes on that topic. And it's not something that necessarily you know anything about. I might ask you to talk about fashion for 2 minutes.
Oh,
you might have to talk about fly fishing and you know what I mean? So you just have to talk as if you're an expert.
Yeah.
Then the second one is a prepared monologue. And that we want you to do a great deal of rehearsing. For you have to have it memorized, but then you have to be able to give it with, passion, with, deliver your monologue well. We are going to film it. We're going to put all of the monologues together and then we're going to share them with the film class so that essentially it's your first audition.
Yep.
They can look at you and see your performance and then decide whether they want to cast you or not.
If you fit into a role that they could possibly be dreaming of.
Then we're going to have
you look like a person who would be good being murdered or being a murderer type of thing, basically.
Then I think maybe the third big assignment is the dialogue. And now you're not acting by yourself. You're partnering up with one or two or other students. And we will take a lot of effort to make sure we film those in a real creative, interesting way, so that you have kind of these scenes.
Yeah, our goal is at the end of the class, you have a reel that you can put together, a video, something that has your assignments put together that you could send out to a casting director or as an example when you're going for an audition.
So when you're in class, this will be easy. You'll pair up with somebody or with a few people if you want to do a dialogue with, say, 3 or more people. But at home, that's going to be where it's tricky. Are you going to team up with someone else in the class and meet someplace to film it? Do you want to come to that particular class to deliver? Are you going to try to do this on Zoom and then cut it together? Do you want to partner up with a family member, act with your mom and kill her, or no romantic scenes with family members though. But anyways, that's where it gets tricky.
Yeah.
And Tim and I can talk to those of you at home how you will do those assignments. It'll be easy here if you're in the classroom, but we'll help those who figure it out at home.
We're big proponents of in the classroom, in person. So you'll hear us try to pitch you to come at least to once or twice. And once you come, you'll realize how much fun and how more rewarding it is. Not that you can't be rewarded at home. I'm just going to tell you that the in-person stuff gives you a whole nother level of the experience.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's the next assignment after the dialogue, Grant?
We have a nonstop, we have monologue, dialogue, then we have the teleprompter. So one of the things that Tim and I are doing is we're starting GAV television news this year, and we're going to film all the events on campus, things like athletic events and music concerts and theater productions and any kind of activity or event at campus. We're going to bring a reporter the talent, you hopefully, and you will do the interviews and ask the questions, and draw things out of the coaches or players or actors or musicians or speakers. And then the news stories will be cut together and uploaded to the GAB homepage. So that's going to be something new.
So basically, one of the skills with the teleprompter is learning how to do the news presenting. And if any of you, has anyone ever read off a teleprompter? Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's a whole different type of reading. The goal is not to look like you're reading, and it's a really great skill to have.
It's funny because every student always says, "Oh, that's so much harder than I thought it was."
It is so much harder. I'm dyslexic, so it's one of those that like makes me super nervous. But you can learn, like, hey, mine's never accurate. My reading's never super accurate, but I try to fill in where I think it is, or I try to memorize it, because it's definitely one of those things. But it's I don't know, Anchorman familiar, but Ron Burgundy reads anything that's on the teleprompter, right? That's one of the things. Someone puts a question mark, so instead of a period, so it changes the inflection. That's one of those things we're going to learn, is inflection presentation. It's a fun one that if you don't like it, you only have to do it once or twice or however many times we make you do it.
Yeah, one day, 1 week.
It's one day. It's one week. Yeah.
Another assignment is going to be some kind of voiceover work, and this will really be an option for what your interests are. What I love to do is take a scene and you dub your voice over the top of some other actor's scenes. We've had characters in the past who have played all the parts. And do a variety of voices, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, we had a student who took a scene from Attack on Titan, the anime, and then revoiced all the characters in the scene and played out one of the main monologues, and it was pretty cool. Redid all the sound effects as well. Came out really fun.
Yeah. But some kind of scene like that, or you could do a podcast if you want to do an original podcast. We have a podcasting booth and we can record you. Tim and I have been talking about doing one about movies. So he and I would watch a film and then talk about it and say what we liked or disliked. And we have some differing tastes. He likes Shrek, for example, and just kidding.
I mean, you're about to admit you don't like Shrek.
No.
An insane.
No, he's obsessed about it, I should say.
I wouldn't say I'm obsessed. I'm just a Shrek expert. So
that sounds bad.
But no, it's not. I promise.
But
yeah, see.
But we were going to simply talk about movies, and so that would be something that might interest us. But you could do a podcast on anything, whatever your interest is. And there are other things too. One of the class activities we talked about doing is taking a scene that has several actors, and then some of it will play the parts for the different actors. We've done 4 of these before. My favorite one was we did a scene from Back to the Future, and there were multiple characters in that. Last year we did a scene from Ghostbusters. And not only do we do, you did, you were the Green Goblin ghost.
Simon.
Yeah. So we're going to do a scene like that. And then the audio class will do the Foley, all the sound effects, explosions and footsteps and all of that. But we want the actors to do the voices. So that could be one of the assignments. Then we have the final performance, which we hope is you acting in one of the student film productions. But if that's impossible, you basically would do another a more serious monologue or dialogue that you would film. Hopefully you would film here, but if you're at home, you can do that. But you have this great opportunity to act in films that will be completed and will have some production value. And so,
and for those of you who have taken theater acting classes, by monologue or dialogue, we're talking about film or television monologues or dialogues. So famous scenes from movies or TV shows. Not, you can't have something preloaded and be out of your Oedipus Rex. If
you look at the class page, we gave a long list of examples of monologues and then dialogues, and on their clips are on YouTube, so you can see them. Not that you're limited to those, but those are examples of great movie monologues and dialogues. So they should maybe serve as a
Good example, yeah, good jumping off point if you need help. And of course, we can always talk about what we recommend and have done. And
one of the things too, I'm hoping you will push yourself. So we had a student a couple years ago. She was fantastic, but she kept choosing scenes from Mean Girls. So she did her monologue of Mean Girls, then she did her dialogue of Mean Girls, and then there was, I think they had to do two that semester. They had to do, I think, 2 monologues and 2 dialogues that semester, and all of them were Mean Girls. And I said, stop, you do something else. Not that, once or twice wasn't good, but we're hoping to push you. If you are playing scared in one, we're hoping you're gonna do something else.
Trying to get your range.
Yeah.
You might know what your wheelhouse is. We want you to branch out and give you opportunities.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, questions about the syllabus or the class or assignments or?
We're pretty. Oh, no problem. We can check it out after class and ask us questions. We're totally open for questions, especially people at home as well. Just feel free to jump in. We like being interrupted, to be honest, and it'll jump us around. Yeah, what's your name?
Ashton.
Ashton.
So like you guys said, you wanted to do the newscasting thing now. So if we want to do, like, you said we do voice actors and podcasting, is there a way we could like branch out and like do all of them? It just seems like a lot. It just seems like a lot, but is there still like a possibility where we could do like acting for one film, but also do the newscasting and then
You're gonna have to. Those are all separate assignments,
Okay.
so you will be doing them
Awesome.
all. So we have a couple of options where you can choose between the two, but if you want to do everything, more power to you.
most definitely.
Yeah, we're big extra credit givers as well. So the more student films you act in, we'll probably give you extra credit. If you are like, oh, I got my final, but also I acted in 3 other. We had one student who acted in how
15
different student films last year. So think about that.
In one semester.
In just one semester?
15
Oh my
films.
gosh.
He was in 10 genre projects, and then they kept asking. And David was fantastic, but I would love to have had a variety of actors playing the parts.
Yeah.
So.
Because in our showcase, it's like, oh, it's that guy again. This is the 15th time I've seen him.
It was you were my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you directed him in The Horde.
Yep.
You killed him.
He's great. Yep.
He killed.
Oh, he did. Okay,
See?
good. Finally.
Murder or murderer. Yep. I think he got murdered a couple times though too.
Yeah.
I killed him in mine. So there you go. Yeah.
He didn't get kissed in mine.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of, we're big proponents of being content consumers as well as content creators. So we really encourage you be watching stuff just outside of, who watches stuff, right? We all watch movies, yes. TV shows, yes.
And we put a lot of links on the class page. There's
So we give you examples, but outside of class, just be consuming. You're gonna learn what you like and you don't like from watching acting performances. Who would like to share some good performance on a TV show or movie that you've seen lately? Yeah, actually.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, Cillian Murphy, right?
And not just Cillian Murphy, I think guy who played Arthur did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I'm not, it's a show, one of the few shows I don't watch, so I haven't given it a shot yet.
I saw the first 2 seasons, but I don't know which.
I'm on nearing the end of season 4 and
All right, but wait, before we go on, we are spoiler free, please. We've had people cloud. I just want to say before I give you a hard time, don't spoil it, but you can share, okay?
Yeah, I don't see that guy, but
All
yeah, season 4 definitely picked up and it's definitely becoming one of my favorite shows.
Cool.
again.
Yeah, I just saw Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and I thought that film was amazing acting performance. It's a good movie to see, to watch for the acting performances. Thought it's kind of a little boring, but it's 3 hours of people talking, which some people like. For me, Not so much.
You had your hand up.
Oh, yeah, Diego Luna and Marcos Mexico,
Mhm.
who did the first two seasons.
See, I haven't watched that one either, but I know Diego Luna from.
World One.
From E to Mama Tambien.
That's the first time I saw him.
Yeah, he's great in that.
He was barely 20 or 21
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
made that. So one of the things that Tim and I do is we have a scene of the week, and then for the monologues and dialogues, we gave lots of examples. We'd love it if you want to share your favorite scene or scenes.
Yeah.
By all means, a lot of what Tim and I choose are classics. So if you have newer, edgier, or you feel like we have gaps in the choices, that by all means share things with the class, so that we can all see other, examples of great
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah, I watched a film last night, which I think is an absolutely amazing performance by multiple cast members. It's called, you ever see The Hunt?
Yeah, oh yeah, which
Oh.
one? There's the foreign film or the
The
American?
foreign film, the
Yeah.
Danish film with
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen and
Amazing.
yeah, it's an amazing movie. And that
Mads Mikkelsen is one of my favorite
he's
actors.
an
He's
amazing actor, but that little girl that's in that
Mhm.
movie too is like 5 years old and wow, like just amazing performances.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big proponent of foreign films. In fact, I'm teaching foreign cinema this semester. If any of you want to check it out, or at least get a list and see some of the movies, I recommend. We're watching Nicole Kidman, Dead Calm. It's from Australia.
Hmm.
So
think it's that.
it's Nicole Kidman's very first film, and what's that actor's name? He was the villain in Titanic.
oh, Billy Zane?
Billy Zane. And I think
Oh, the iceberg. Obviously is the iceberg.
but that I think his character is one of the great villains in films, up there with Darth Vader and
Is he a villain in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good slime ball.
yeah. Anyways, other questions about the class or activities or anything at all? Is there anything from you at home, Ariel?
And if you're watching and this is a recording, you can send Grant or I messages. Our syllabus has our best contact information, best way to contact us, including our emails. I would tell you right now, you want me to respond quickly, you just text me, okay? My number's on the syllabus. You can text me, and let me just give you advice as well. Say, this is your name and what class you're from, because I get a lot of like tech during the semester. I get, not bragging, but I get a lot of texts, but a lot of people just like, hey, what was the assignment for this? And I'm like, who is this? I got multiple classes. I don't know who you are. So just to save me one step, and I'll respond quickly. I teach here at Gap. I also work for Christopher Ranch, so I'm not as available as Grant is during the day, but I'll respond to you as soon as I can.
Other comments, questions about the acting class or activities, anything? Okay, homework will be, what do you think would be the best way to proceed here? Do we want to come both Tuesdays and Thursdays? Do we want to have just one of those 2 days? Or what? What the majority wants to do, we'll do, or we might do a combination where we'll have activities, but when the weeks when we have assignments due, like when the monologues are due, we might need more time to get everyone's monologue in and everyone's dialogue in. And so on those weeks, we do both Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. Or if enough of you want to do both days, I'm happy. I'll be here. I'm here 8 to 7 Monday through Friday. So
He doesn't go to bed till 4 a.m. if it's early night.
So I don't know. Is anything else on Zoom before we stop recording?
We'll stop recording and let the real answer.
Oh,
questions
chat, I see a
happen.
question, okay. No questions for now, okay.
Okay, good. Let's stop the recording, then we'll like take the real questions that what is too hot for Zoom, right?